Hi everyone, this is Hedgehogs and me, and welcome to this video. I'm here with my large pillow buddy Kylo. And in this video I would like to have a look at another Kylo Ren figure that I just found. I went to Dreamland, and Dreamland here is some kind of a large toy shop where you actually mostly find a lot of items that you can find in the regular toy shops from town. So it's a really large toy shop. And there they have been releasing a new Jakks Pacific Star Wars figure, talking about this The Last Jedi Kylo Ren action figure from Jakks Pacific. So I didn't know in first place that he was actually released. I was kind of surprised to find him, and I decided to take him with me as he goes so well with the other that I have. So his packaging is white. And he belongs to the big figs. Really, of course, now shops don't really bring in that much Jakks Pacific figures, so I'm kind of surprised to see any new ones. And there was the one and only place where I saw this Kylo figure. Hold on a second, because my nose is itching. And I was really surprised to find him. So yeah, it was actually some kind of a very exciting moment. I was really, I was like, oh my god. And here are some of his features. So he has 7 points of articulation, he's 18 inches tall, and his lightsaber is included. Apparently there are some others available, and they ask you personally to collect them all. Here's a picture of him. Now, too bad they didn't make his naked face, so he's masked. And about the lightsaber, just make sure it is in there. See, it pops out here, but it's actually a bit, if I can show you, it's put in there with a little tape, a little stretch, and in a little cardboard packaging. Just make sure that's still in there, because it's quite easy to steal that way. And I can tell you, my Ezra never had his lightsaber, so yeah. Now let's pack him out and have a look at him. So here are the two gentlemen. First of all, we have the one from The Force Awakens I collected. And in general, well, as you can see, just like for the one from The Last Jedi, his clothes are composed with just hard plastic stuff, made of some kind of a hard, sturdy fabric, and some felt material that's a bit filmy, that is used as for his coat. I'm gonna say his cape here, his hood, and also his dress part here. Now don't mind, this guy has been standing for quite a long time, and he might be a bit dusty. So this is what the material looks like. You can actually see through it. You see what I mean? It's a bit filmy, yeah. No matter, I really like this figure. I also collected a large one, and he has a nice little piece of felt around his neck, but it's just that the hood doesn't. Well, the nice thing, you can take the hood off, but sometimes it's kind of hard to make the fleece or the felt stay in a very proper way. Sometimes the figure looks a bit weird, or the way the hood is coming over his head. Maybe I can give you an example. For example, with this figure up here, it's the 12-inch one from the Disney store. It looks much better. Both of these guys have a nice head articulation, so I'm gonna try to show you here. You can turn the head to the left, to the right. Their articulations are really similar. So they have a neck articulation, they have shoulder articulation, they have hip articulation, and I think that's about it for those figures. Of course, the 12-inch ones from the Disney store have more articulations, but those figures are a bit like very detailed Black Series figures, while these figures are actually very nice as collectibles, as toys, but the articulations was never their strong point. What is their strong point, I think, is how the figure looks. To me, they look nice. They look really, really good. So I'm gonna show you the fabric here on his tunic. yeah, what shall I call this piece of clothing? Not quite sure. So here it's a bit different, see? He has more like some kind of a soft thing over him. Here he has like those little, yeah, it's a little covering. Not quite sure how to call it. And if you want to look, have a look at the buckle here. So they have some common points. Of course, his skirt here is a bit shorter. You still have the same covering as here on the chest. But also on this figure, he's composed by plastic and also pieces of felt. So it's quite detailed how they made this. His little skirt is short, of course. Also here. So it might look kind of weird to have this fleecy thing coming over him, while all the rest is composed by plastic. Of course, with this figure from The Force Awakens, he has some kind of, yeah, it's not a cape, it's more like a dress. I call it the dress. The dress part of him. Yeah, his dressy part also cover all the joints and the bolts in him. See? While on this guy, of course, look what a mess. But they don't stand up straight. Then there he drops the lightsaber, no problem. Yeah, he drops his lightsaber sometimes. That just happens. Just gotta be careful if that happens to yours and you play a lot with it. Just make sure that that you don't lose it. So of course here you can see all those little holes in him. The funny little hole is this one. They have a little hole in there, but yeah, that's kind of funny. All the figures of Jakks Pacific have this. It's a very funny little hole there. It's such a pretty figure. Look at the mask. Also, one point that you better look out for is that the mask is not damaged, no scratches, no. In fact, it might look kind of realistic if it would have scratches. You look, his mask actually looks even. Well, I don't really know if he has a new mask in, but this mask has like more. Oh no, I was wrong. So it might just be the same mask in the two movies. So yeah, that's it for how he actually looks. Now on this guy, the nice thing also here, you can actually remove his little hood part. Just remind that it's attached to the part that comes over his legs. So on this guy, if you detach this part, you can actually remove the part that is used for his hood. And I know on this figure it's sometimes a bit hard to place it. And this is his cape. So this might be really dusty. And also for pet hair, you're gonna see it very easily on it. It's all the same kind of easy filmy material. But the nice thing is that you can take his cape off, and it comes with a cape. That's really nice. The Hasbro figure doesn't come with a cape, and there's small pieces of Velcro that you can attach around his neck so that you can wear his cape. Gonna show you right away how it looks. And here he is, all dressed. Now he has some kind of pale linings over his cape. Yeah, you can actually call it a coat as well, but yeah, I think it's really a cape. And it comes over his arms, and you can actually put one of the parts aside like this to make sure. Of course, now I'm gonna show you when I can place my figures on something hard, but on my bed it's kind of hard. You can actually position the cape in a certain way to, for example, unfold his. Hold on a second. There you go. To make his arm visible, that he can actually use his lightsaber or something. So, just that this guy doesn't have anything on his head. So it's nice that it actually comes with a cape. When it comes on the legs and his boots and all the stuff, he looks kind of similar to this guy here. This guy just have some kind of a different outfit. Yeah, there you go. I know it's really hard for them to stand up straight, but it's pretty easy to put their stuff back on. So just, here's the back. And this is actually how the lightsaber comes. So it's hard to check if it's a curved one or not. But if it looks a bit short, don't worry. That's because the handle is just halfway, the blade is packaged halfway the blade. So it's kind of normal. I'm gonna assemble it now. There it is. That is how it looks. So just remember what I said about the major blade. It fits in really well, but it moves sometimes a bit. And well, what my dad tried to do was glue it into the handle. That's also a possibility. But actually my dad was doing that, thinking that he was supposed to do it. But I told him that he could actually, it wasn't necessary to do it. Not in my case. So he just left the lightsaber how it was. It was quite funny. He was a bit confused about it. Really sweet of him though. But that can also be a nice idea. Now just to show you the handle. So it's very well detailed actually. Of course it doesn't really look dirty. Not quite sure how realistic it's, well, these are details I can actually hardly notice. So you can always customize it a bit if you think that's possible. To me it looks nice. I won't try to make it look even more realistic. I would like to show you what the comparison with this lightsaber here. But the problem is with this Kylo is that he doesn't let go his lightsaber. He's very attached to it. He doesn't want to let go. So this is what it looks like. It was kind of hard to introduce his lightsaber into his hand. You might have noticed that as well with your figure. And you dropped your hood again. Seriously. No matter. So what I actually did to introduce a lightsaber is warming up his hand slowly with a hairdryer. Sometimes his fingers are a bit closed in some kind of a grab, and they don't really allow the lightsaber to come in. So if that's really the case, I gotta try with this figure. Just warm up the hand. That would make the hand go more supple and more movable, and then slowly you can introduce a lightsaber. For me it worked, but you gotta be a bit patient, of course. What I heard someone did with a curved lightsaber is warming up the blade and then bend it slowly in the right direction. You can try that and see if it works. I can't guarantee you that works because I never did it myself. Anyway, if it works, well, let me know. Let me know in the comments below if you have any advice about this. Now I'm gonna try to introduce the lightsaber into his hand and see how stubborn his hand can be. So here they are again, both with the lightsaber. Now I had the problem again. I had to warm up his hand to introduce the lightsaber slowly. It's not quite difficult to make, but it's important to do it in a very patient way. Won't take that long, but well, if his hand is warm enough, just try to get his thumb to move. Just pull it aside with your own thumb, and then try to, with your index or your middle finger here, you try to pull his other fingers back. I know it's kind of difficult, but that's why I say you have to be really patient doing it. And then once you actually spread his thumb and his other fingers, you can slowly push the handle of the lightsaber in there. Just make sure that you never force the joints here. They're sturdy, but if you maltreat them, they might just, break. It's not actually supposed to happen, but of course, if you force them, you never know what might happen. And your figure will never be the same again. So, yeah, that's how I did it. Apparently, it's a bit curved here. Oh, no. Yeah, no matter. So yeah, also for this, and I have to use my both hands for this. So also to put the lightsaber in his hand. Oh, hold on. There you go. Ah, almost, almost. You really gotta use your both hands. So here they are. Which one do you like the best? Actually, I'm very happy I could collect them both. I have my other larger one standing right under the window. And this is actually how the cape falls over his shoulders. So I just keep the cape behind the handle of his lightsaber. You can also make it come like almost over the handle. But if you use a hairdryer for this guy, just remember that this material is, well, it burns easily. So make sure that you really remove the cape like this before actually using the hairdryer on him. I suppose you will introduce a lightsaber in his right hand. So, well, I did it like this. Actually, I kept Kylo on my lap and I pointed his arm and his hand my way so that I actually could just take his hand and go for it. So yeah. Now, of course, if you want to pose those figures in very different ways, I don't think these are the most suitable figures to do this. They're really impressive and nice, but it's not that you can pose them in all kinds of different positions. Now, they're nice gift collectibles and toys, so I really recommend them. The price is still pretty okay here in Belgium. And they are really good quality as well. So actually the major conclusion is that their outfit looks a bit different. I really like them both. And when it comes on the leftover part of him, it's quite the same. The lightsabers are equal in length, equal in how they look, and also the mask is similar. So in fact those figures, well, they kind of complete each other when it comes on outfits, but don't get this figure if you want to find any very detailed differences on the second one, this guy here, compared with the first one here. Just, yeah, just that the right one comes from The Force Awakens and the left one from The Last Jedi. So I think that, yeah, except from their outfit, there isn't that much of a great difference between them. They're also equal in price, as far as I know. But I don't really know how much they go in the US. And I don't really know how easy you can find this guy. I think he's kind of rare. But anyway, yeah, new Kylo figures are kind of rare. So just can find the regular action figures here, but the larger ones are kind of hard to find. So yeah, that's why I was surprised to see him in Dreamland. Anyway, if you have any more questions about these guys, you can always leave something in the comments below. And I really hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.